Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your market talk and stock watch list for the 13th of February, Wednesday. Markets surged today on the news that the government would not be shutting down. Looks like they have a tentative agreement there between the parties there for the government, and also on the hopes of China and the U.S. Coming to a deal in the trade wars, trade news there. So that propelled the markets up today. The Dow Jones was up 373 points. The S&P 500 was plus 35 points for the day, and the Nasdaq was up 107 points on the day. Jerome Powell was out today making positive comments on the economy. That also helped propel the markets higher. The SMH got over the 200 SMA today on the daily chart. Cody, COTY, was offered 1165 for a takeover bid, and then Shopify, SHOP, sorry, had an earnings reversal today for a nice move up. We'll look at those in a moment. Let's go ahead and look at the SPY chart here. So it's been about 8 weeks straight up from the bounce here off the 200 SMA on the weekly chart as we move ourselves up into that 275 area for the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at the daily chart. You see the V bottom forming here as we are up and right at the 200 SMA today. If we do clear that, the next level folks are watching is around this 280 level here, which could possibly be a resistance spot, a lot of supply up in that area on the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors that moved. Most sectors were green today. The sectors that were red are the sectors that we want to be red. But we had a Robo, ROBO, an ETF for the automation ETF. That was up almost 3% on the day. We had the marijuana ETF up 2.5% for the day. The SMH up over 2% for the day. The steel sector was up over 2% for the day. Pretty much everything else up 1% and fractionally for the day. Some things that were down. We had volatility. Down today over 3% on the VIX, still with a 15 handle on the VIX. The IYR, which is the REIT real estate fund there, ETF, that was down about 0.5% on the day. Dollar down fractionally for today, and the TLT was down 0.25% for the day. Some of the sector performances for today. We had the home builders up over almost 3.5% or up 3.5% for the day. The XHB, we had the XLB, the materials sector up 2.24%. The XRT, the retail sector, up over 1.5% for the day. Sectors that were down today, we had the airline sector down today as oil moved up. The airlines moved down a bit, about 1% there, and then the REIT sector was down about over 0.5% for the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. That clearing that 100 SMA still has some work to do to get back over the 200 SMA. We'll take a look at the Qs here. The Qs just below the 200 SMA here on the daily chart for the Qs. As we mentioned, the SPY coming right up to a flat 200 SMA here on the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at the the SMH, and let's look at some of the components of the SMH. We'll just look at some of the bigger names tonight. So Applied Materials, which reports earnings this coming Thursday, the 14th of February, coming up to its 200 SMA here. Intel, which is the largest component in the SMH, trying to get up over that $50 area. Now we were as high up near about 50 for Intel, so we'll see if it can continue on its way up. Let's take a look at Micron. Had a good day today, still below the 200 SMA on Micron. We'll look at SWKS, which is a supplier to Apple, still below the 200 SMA here. XLNX, which had earnings a few weeks ago, have had a strong move up and having a good continuation move there. LRCX holding up nicely since they had that earnings a couple of weeks ago, powering the SMH up today. AMD kind of just here in limbo right now, in a consolidation mode, holding above that $22 level and the 100 SMA. NVIDIA, which reports earnings on the 14th of February, this Thursday, trying to turn the corner here, but very sluggish at the moment as folks are waiting for the earnings report to come out. So that's some components of the SMH. Hours now. This news came out just before the closing bell. Gevo, a 13G filed by Renaissance Technologies. They have a 7.1% stake in Gevo, and that was moving this one up in the after hours tonight and just before the closing bell on GEVO. Some earnings that came out after the bell, courtesy of the trade exchange. LSCC, earnings per share in line, revenue beat. So we'll take a look at that one. LSCC. That one is moving up in the after hours. We had mRNA with some news after the bell tonight. mRNA, positive interim phase 1 data for that product there. And AKAM also had earnings after the bell. AKAM, that stock kind of whippy in the after hours. Earnings per share and revenue beat for AKAM. CSOD, earnings per share, revenue beat, CSOD. That stock moving down in the after hours. Let's see what other earnings did we have. TRIP, earnings per share, miss, revenue beat for TRP. So that stock moving down on those earnings. Staffing, STAF, Staffing 360 Solutions, announces the closing of their public offering. We had OCX announces the closing of its public offering. We also had Zio names Jack Waters, president of Zio Networks. Let's see, Denny's, DENN, earnings per share in line, revenue beat on DENN. Not much reaction there. Let's see, Cleveland Cliffs, CLF, announces a new chief financial officer for CLF. EXEL, earnings per share and revenue beat. EXEL, that stock moving up in the after hours. MYO, announces closing of its public offering there. We had KRNT, earnings per share, revenue miss. AQ, earnings per share, revenue miss. HUBS, which is in the application software sector, earnings per share, revenue beat on HUBS. That stock volatile in the after hours. Twilio, TWLO, earnings per share in line, and also TWLO revenue beat. That stock moving down in the after hours. Now that could have been baked into the cake on this one. It's had a really nice run on the daily chart, so there could be some profit taking going on there. ATVI, earnings per share and revenue miss on ATVI. That stock was moving up throughout the day today, kind of just hanging around the $43 area. One we'll be watching tomorrow. Let's see if there was any other earnings. ATVI, they authorized a new 2-year stock repurchase program, so they're doing a repurchase of stocks. Oxy, earnings per share, revenue beat. That's an oil company. Occidental Petroleum, stock moving down in the after hours. We had the crude oil API crude inventories come out. It was a drawdown of just under 1 million barrels for light sweet crude oil. So not really affecting the USO, the ETF for oil too much. Groupon misses by 3 cents, beats on revenue for Groupon, GRPN. They guess maybe they didn't like what they heard here, so they're moving it down. Might have said something on the conference call, so Groupon moving down. What else did we have as far as news? GERN initiated with a buy, GERN initiated with a buy at BTIG. Price target $4 on GERN. So that is moving that stock up in the after hours for GERN. And then TRIP, like we said, that one is down on hotel weakness, mixed quarter four. So TRIP moving down in the after hours. Some top insider purchases that came out after hours. We have TRNO, CALX, and FSK. So that's some of your inside purchases. This news brought to you by the Trade Exchange. Some unusual call activity and unusual put activity today, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. DHI, which had a very nice day. The home building sector, like I said, the XHB had a real nice run today. DHI was up pretty much most of the day. They gapped it up this morning and continued it throughout the day to the upside. Call activity in DHI. Let's see, we also had VKTX, unusual call activity on this name. VKTX had a very strong day on this name, and DOCU, unusual call activity on this name. DOCU, that one was pretty much climbing all day. So that's some of your unusual options activity courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Now, last night, if you watched the video, we did nothing but talk about PYX and the cannabis names. So thank you for the thumbs up, and thank you for the nice comments on last night's video. Please leave a thumbs up if these videos are helping you. Please hit the subscribe button so we can grow this channel. So anyway, PYX moved up nicely today throughout the day on that name. Most of the cannabis names had a good day. We played Cronus Group for a nice bounce play on CRON today. CGC was moving up a little bit today after they reversed it back from the lows here. ACB, which had earnings last night, Aurora Cannabis, they popped this one up right from the open. Trailed off a little bit into the close, but a good strong intraday trading day on ACB. Some of the stocks that we're going to be watching for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at, we'll look at ACB again. So ACB, we kind of have this flagging pattern here, coiling pattern again. May need a few more days to just consolidate, but we'll keep it on watch in case they want to push this one higher on ACB. That'll be on watch. This one, DMA had a nice volume pop today, getting up over the 50 SMA. So this one will be on watch for tomorrow. See if there's any continuation move in ADMA. AJRD, a defense name, moving up here, trying to maybe get up over the 41 area on AJRD. Let's look at the weekly on this one. It's been a very strong stock, really nothing up ahead. If it can get up over that 41 area, you may want to take a look at this for a possible swing trade on Aerojet Defense Holdings. Another name we'll be looking at, we'll be watching Ameren as it is perking up and breaking out of this coil here on Ameren, so keep an eye on that one. Another name you want to keep an eye on is APDN, nice expanding volume here, trying to get up over the 50 SMA. It's an under $1 name, has that 75-cent area up ahead. The high today on this one, if you like these under $1 names, was 68 cents, so keep an eye on that one. APHA, today will also be watched. It's pulled back here to the 20 SMA and that $8 area, stuck below the 200 SMA, but intraday might give an interesting play. BABA, I'm watching for the take out of this 170 area for BABA. CRMD, a big push up here. We talked about this on the Sunday video, Stocks to Watch, on CRMD. Finally got up over this 225 spot for a nice push up. Cronus Group, this will be on watch. I like this on intraday basis right now for Cronus Group. It gives nice reversals, gets back up through VWAP, so I like this Cronus Group to keep an eye on. EKSO hit our scanners and took out $2.10 and moved up nicely. The stock 1.4 million shares in this name, so have EKSO on watch. Some folks watch that the RWLK. This was an under 30-cent name, so I'll just stick with EKSO. That seems to have the most momentum right now. EXEL had earnings after the bell tonight. They pushed this one up. It's holding most of the gains. Maybe it wants to make an earnings move push tomorrow for further continuation move. Gevo, like I mentioned, that one had a nice move into the close, so Gevo will be on watch. GSUM, this one expanding volume here, just under a million shares, got it back over the 50 SMA, has that $3 area up ahead on GSUM. Keep that one on watch. Here, this one connected with a lot of the gaming stocks, accessories for gaming stocks, for games and video games. So this one we'll keep on watch. 1.7 million, trying to get up over this 100 SMA now. 100 SMA is about 1696, so we're just kind of clearing that. Now intraday, it's not an easy one to play. It's volatile, spready, but we'll have it on watch for tomorrow. Hexo, another cannabis name. You got this pullback to the 100 SMA in this $5 area. Then they turned it back up. Hexo. LCI also holding this 5 EMA, the yellow dotted line you see here, trying to get back up over that $9 area and the 200 SMA. Lennar had a good, strong day. The home builders had a very good day today. Some other names are PHM, KBH. All right, all these names could be watched. The DHI, Toll Brothers, BZH is also a home builder, so keep those on watch. Also, I saw Zillow and Zillow Group moving up. So there's another couple of ideas for possible swing trades in either Z or ZG. Other names I'll be watching for tomorrow. MGNX. Now, after making this big move up on MGNX, we've pulled back to about this $21 area. We are holding above the 5 EMA here, the yellow dotted line you see here. So we'll see if this one wants to turn back up. Looks like it needs to get back over this $21.16-20 mark here for MGNX, maybe to reverse. So I'll watch that one intraday. NBEV pulled back to the 50 SMA. Let's see if they want to turn this one back up. NEPT. Now, this is a company, a cannabis name that's located in Quebec. So this one pulled back to about the 200 SMA. Would like to see some more volume come into this name, but that's another cannabis name. NEO, if the China stocks get going, if there's some kind of a deal that comes about between the U.S. and China, maybe NEO and BABA and the China names will get going. NVIDIA will be on watch to see if they want to start pushing this one up into earnings. Maybe shorts get nervous here going into earnings on Thursday. Keep your eye on it. Square, if it can get up over $76 on Square, it could make a nice move there. Let's check PayPal. PayPal's been very strong, so I'll be watching Square tomorrow to see if we can get up over that $76 area. Trox, nice expanding volume here. TROX moving up. Let's look at it intraday. So it had, a big pop right from the get-go this morning. So let's see if there's any kind of continuation move in TROX. VKTX had unusual call activity and some news. So they moved this one up. Big expanding volume you see here in VKTX. So I'll be watching this one tomorrow and the next few days. Watt. We actually got a trade in WATT today. It was a slow mover up. We got in over that $8 break, and it moved up to about $8.40 on Watt. So keep this one on watch. I would like to see some more volume come in. 1 million shares today. Last one is Zyop, another one with cannabis connection here, getting up above the 50 SMA. The high on this name was 262, so maybe over that 265 area. Zyop, 1.6 million shares. Kind of a sleeper here, this WORX. They got a contract. I think it was for like 700,000 contract today. They pushed this one up, but as fast as they pushed it up, they moved it back down. You see the volume that came in. A very spready name, a dangerous name. You want to play this one intraday if you can with small shares. So I'll have this one on watch. WORX for tomorrow. We'll see if it wants to do anything tomorrow. All right, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. I am running a special for the Valentine's Day holiday. I'll attach the information at the end of this video. If you'd like to try my swing trade service, it's $20 for your first month. And then if you would like to try my all-inclusive day trading and swing trade service for your first month for 30 days, it's $30. And I'll attach that information at the end of this video. Have a great night. Have a good day trading tomorrow. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com.